grabbing all the things I need for a bunny. I usually need a broom, some Western Timothy hay, some pellets, some non-chemical residue, no harsh chemicals for the bunnies, something to spray down their litter box or their cage, some fresh water, maybe a blanket, and sometimes I use the litter box cat liners, and I find that helps a lot so the bunny urine doesn't stick on the bottom of the litter pans. You'll see as I'm just wiping away any of the dirty hay and stuff like that. First I try to broom most of it. I try to sweep most of it before I get my vacuum out. That Lysol bottle is a Lysol Simply No Harsh Chemical Residue. It's an all-purpose cleaner, no harsh chemicals. Trying to think what step is next. I spray a little bit of the no harsh chemical residue on the bottom of the cage. Again, it's no harsh chemicals just because the bunnies like to lick a lot. So I spray a little bit of the bottom of the cage, I wipe it down. Distracted by the babies as usual. Here I just take a damp paper towel, I just wipe around any of her food dishes, around her cage, just certain parts that she's kind of sprays a little bit of urine on or some type of mess happens that you can't get off. Just kind of take a wet, damp paper towel and just kind of wipe around the areas that you can see. Some days, about probably once every 2 weeks, I would say, I take her cage completely apart. I take her food dish out, I take everything out, I completely bleach everything and completely sterilize it so it's completely fresh and brand new, because I find sometimes you can't get into those certain cracks in between the cages, so it's good to just completely take it all apart, which takes me a couple of hours with the 3 cages. So I do that every couple of weeks or so. Rosie and Elton's babies come out of their cage. We had Ruby that came out first, and then we had Flynn. Snickers pops his head. Hi, Snickers. Here's where I pull out the vacuum and I try to pick up any of the excess little pieces of hay in the corners that I can't get myself. Sometimes I'll use a little bit of the cat litter powder that you can put on the bottom of the litters, and then I'll pick it up with the vacuum right away, as it's a powder that you don't really want the bunnies to live. But again, it freshens up the bottom of the cage a little bit, and then you apply your blanket on top, so she won't even be stepping on that. But you completely vacuum every piece of powder off as possible. That's Rosie's other part of her cage, as she used for her nest. So she didn't really poop or pee in it, so I just kind of let it be. I just added a little bit of hay on top of it, but there was really nothing in there, so I didn't bother cleaning it. I vacuum up any loose hay that's around the cage. My male rabbits love to pee on Rosie's nest, like on top of her cage, right on the wood piece. So I put a little bit of powder there, I rub it in, and I vacuum it because it smells really bad like rabbit urine. Yelling at Snickers, those little babies. I think he was trying to nurse on Mom. Hello. Joys of life with a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old and 3 dogs and 2 other bunnies and baby bunnies. Hello, hi, you're recording. one thing with this cage, it tends to fall down if you don't have the one part of the rack up on the wood piece. Applying Rosie's litter box back together, I use a cat litter box for Rosie because I find that she uses that more rather than her actual litter box slash nest. She's been liking the cat litter box, so I use the cat litter box liners. I use the Live and World comfort bedding, and I use some hay. The Western Timothy hay or an alfalfa hay. My 3-year-old is at home with me 24/7, so you might catch me talking to somebody. His name is Connor, my little baby boy who is 3. Going to grab the comfort bedding and Timothy hay. I'll add a blanket to the bottom of Rosie's cage. I love those litter box liners. So I'll make sure the bottom of the litter box is completely full where you can't see the bottom. So I'll fill up Rosie's litter box with half hay and half comfort bedding. I'll try to keep most of the hay on one side and comfort bedding on the other side. So she poops on the one side and she'll eat while she's pooping. I'll dump out her box of alfalfa hay and put some new alfalfa hay in the little box that I had. Make sure your bunny has a couple toys to chew on. I feed my adult bunnies the Oxbow adult rabbit food. It's just a bag of pellets. It's a 40-pound bag. I believe it was $63 on Amazon. I think it was about $63. I also add some all-natural oats. It doesn't do anything to the bunnies, just a little bit of extra little snack to put inside their bowl with their pellets, which they love. Now the aftermath. I get a 50-pound box of hay from Amazon. It was $150, which is going to last me probably 3 years for my bunnies. And that's how I clean my bunny cages. So it takes me about 20 minutes to clean one bunny cage. I would say Rosie's take me longer. The other ones are a little bit easier to do. Rosie's is definitely the messiest. She's all stucked up with some Western Timothy hay, some comfort bedding, some alfalfa hay there for her nursing. Rabbit toys, some adult pellets with some oats that I added in there. And then I didn't do too much to this part of the cage because it's still stocked up with hay and she hasn't been doing much. So I just picked out a couple poops out of there and added some new fresh hay, just a little bit. And now the other cages we gotta do. So that's Rosie's. And I don't know where Rosie is. Okay, now the babies. And then we gotta do Max and Elton. Oh my gosh, Max, what did you do?